So the first phase, we have Nahida and Yoimiya. So of course that is definitely a Nahida's weapon and Thundering Pulse. I feel bad for Yoimiya. Holy shit, dude. I'm pretty sure
She keeps getting sandwiched
Yeah,
between
every
fan
single-
favorites and like popular units.
yeah,
It's
every
so
single
crazy.
time Yoimiya gets a rerun or on the thing, she just gets cucked, dude. It's kind of insane.
Yeah, it's not even rerun, just like whenever her banner pops up in general. Because her
Yeah.
first banner was between Ayaka and Raiden.
Yep.
It's so sad. It's so sad.
What was her rerun again? Like her rerun was
Her
also-
rerun was like
Hold on, let me see.
last patch.
Anyways, Thundering Pulse is a crit damage bow, kind of working like Missplitter, right? If I recall correctly.
Kind of. The only difference is generally like Thunder Pulse is a bit more specific. It's still a very good stat stick, but I wouldn't recommend just like pulling on it just for it specifically.
Right.
Like I would only really pull on it if the weapon banner is also good.
Which is good. Yoimiya. Well, I would assume.
That really depends on what Nahida's weapon looks like.
Well, it's most
they didn't give us
likely-
any details.
Honestly, Nahida is Dendra, and like considering that Dendra has like a very high relation to Elemental Mastery, and DMC is very much based on Elemental Mastery, and usually the main character's element is just kind of the improved version of it is the Archons. I would believe that it would be Elemental Mastery. That's just a very good educated guess that that's going to be an Elemental Mastery catalyst, and that's pretty poggers.
Just because it has an elemental mastery subset does not make it necessarily worth pulling, because we
True.
already have elemental mastery specifically, like the difference between a 5-star and a 4-star elemental mastery stat is not that big. So it will really have to depend on like the effect,
The passive.
because we already have stuff like sacrificial fragments, magic guide. You know, those weapons are already easily available, and a lot of people probably have them by now. So it would really depend on how good Nahida's weapon's passive is, and like probably how versatile it ends up being.
Anyways, next up, next weapon banner. I think the next weapon banner is more exciting.
The second weapon banner is definitely a lot more versatile, and I would probably recommend pulling on this one more. Just because Kagura goes very well on any catalyst damage dealer, and
Right.
so does Polar Star.
Polar Star is also a crit rate. You have to you get like more bonuses like the more you try to do normal charge and skill and burst, right? The more you versatilize your kits, you get more damage out of it. That's the thing, right? I feel like this patch is more about the weapons than it is on the other things. We already know that Child is a really good unit. It's just that you need to work with his kit. His kit is very sensitive, so you just gotta like work your way around your whole kit, and he should be able to do a lot of shit for you. Yai Miko, when she was released, she was ignored very fast. Oh, hey. Yai Miko, when she was released, she was ignored really fast. But now with the Dendro, Yai Miko's value has increased pretty thoroughly. So these two are pretty good units to pull nowadays. But honestly, the weapons are more enticing than themselves.
Those weapon banners are this weapon banner is crazy.
Yeah, well,
It's so
if
crazy.
it is what it's going to be, if it is Kagura's Verity and Polar Star,
Well, it has to be.
it has to be. I know, it has to be. But sometimes there were times where we just got cucked out of weird shit too as well. So who knows? We can.
It would be really weird if they did that. Like if they did like Polar Skyward or something, or Lost Prayer, that people would rage.
People would
lose
rage.
their shit.
Yeah. If
I think it has to be Kagura.
if
Polar.
anything, there I see a very, very slight chance, like very slight, very minuscule, slight chance that it could be Kagura Verity and Skyward Harp.
That would still be a pretty good banner.
It would still be a very good banner, but I can see on to a certain chance. Kagura.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind that. But yeah, no, I think it's most likely Polar and Kagura.
Yeah, but as I said, aside from Nahida, the weapon banner is much more interesting than the characters themselves, at least to me.
That's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. For Yoimiya to get sandwiched again by other attractive units.